Hello students, in the last class I started cell cycle and cell division topic. In that I explained about interphase. As I clearly mentioned in the previous class itself, the cell cycle it includes two phases. The first phase is interphase and the second phase is M phase. Interphase means doubling of the cellular contents it takes place, and in M phase the division of that particular cell it takes place. So this M phase means it is the actual dividing phase of the cell. In interphase the division do not takes place, only doubling of the cell contents it takes place. Such M phase it takes place in two types. What are they? The first one is mitosis and the second one is meiosis. Mitosis means this is a cell division takes place in somatic cells, whereas meiosis it takes place in the germ cells. That means it results in the production of gametes. In males, let us take, in males, meiosis it results in the formation of male gametes called as sperms, whereas in female it results in the formation of the female gametes called as ova. Okay, now today's class we are going to discuss about the first type of cell division, that is called as mitosis. Now let us go for the details of it. Now, mitosis, this process was first of all identified by Walter Fleming in animal cells, whereas the same mitosis process identified in plants by Strasburger. Mitosis it is also called as somatic cell division because this division takes place in somatic cells. That is the reason why it is called as somatic cell division. Mitosis it is also called as growth division because it is a division which is responsible for the growth of an organism. Let us take a small plant body. The small plant body it starts its growth from a seed. Seed, when it is undergoing germination, slowly radicle and plumule comes out, and this radical eventually it undergoes mitosis to produce root system, whereas this plumule slowly it undergoes a mitosis, that means division, to produce a shoot system. That means a tree it is developed from a small germinating seed. How it is possible? This is all possible because of mitosis. That is the reason why mitosis is also called as growth division. Now, most important point, mitosis it is also called as equal division or equational division because the contents that are present in the parent cell will be equally distributed to both the daughter cells. That's why it is called as equal or equational division. Just a very simple example I'll give you. A father is there, he is having 100 rupees. Okay, now this 100 rupees he wanted to give to the first daughter also 100 rupees and second daughter also 100 rupees. How it is possible? When father it is having only 100 rupees, how he can be able to give daughter, first daughter also 100 rupees and second daughter also 100 rupees? It is not possible. But in cell division it is possible. How? Hope you must got the answer. While you are thinking, you will get this answer, because any cell when it is undergoing division, first of all it do not directly takes the division. First it takes interphase. In interphase he will double, that means the cellular contents it will be doubled. Like that, this father in interphase he is going to double that money, that means 100 into 200 rupees, and then division takes place. That means first daughter cell 100 chromosomes, that means 100 rupees, and second daughter 100 rupees. So this is how the contents of the parent cells will be equally distributed to the daughter cells. So that means the formed daughter cells are exactly identical copies to the parent cells. That is the reason why it is called as equal or equational division. Hope you understand. Now let us take, till now what I explained, introduction, general introduction of mitosis process. Now what am I going to explain? The process of mitosis. The process of mitosis it involves two important steps. What are they? The first one is karyokinesis and the second one is cytokinesis. What is karyokinesis? Karyon means nucleus. Kinesis means movement. That means division of nucleus is called as karyokinesis. Whereas karyokinesis, it is a short phase. Okay, and again, for our easy understanding, karyokinesis is again divided into four important phases. What are they? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Whereas after nucleus it undergone division, that means two daughter nuclei are formed. Then after the cell, it undergoes cytokinesis, that means a division of the cytoplasm. It is called as cytokinesis. So division of the nucleus is called as karyokinesis, and division of the cytoplasm, it is called as cytokinesis. Now let us take one after one. Okay, yes, we have taken the first phase of karyokinesis. What is that? Prophase. Prophase is the longest phase of karyokinesis. That means, see, this is a karyokinesis. In that, the first phase is nothing but prophase, and this is a prolonged phase of the karyokinesis. Whereas the prolonged phase of the cell cycle is interphase. Please understand, cell cycle में the prolonged phase is interphase, whereas karyokinesis में prophase is a long phase. Hope you understood. Now, for our understanding, we need to understand so easily. That's why we divided prophase again into early prophase. Next one is mid prophase, and the next one is late prophase. Now, let us take one after one. Now, prophase में the first one, early prophase. Now in interphase, what happened? Interphase, it is again divided into three subphases called as G1 phase, S phase, and G2 phase. Hope you remember na? Just in last class only I explained. You must have to remember these points. So in the S phase, what happened? The duplication of the chromatin material took place. Am I correct or not? That means the chromatin material is doubled, and this is the chromatin material. So sorry, doubled chromatin material. See how network of thread like structure. Did you see? There is no proper arrangement. Did you notice it or not? See a thread like a thread ball, how it looks like that. A woolen ball, how it looks like. It is looking like this. Did you notice it or not? Now this is called as interphase nucleus. In interphase nucleus, the chromatin material, it is a thread like. Now in early prophase, this thread-like chromatin material, it undergoes condensation. Condensation means what? Reduction to form the rod-shaped chromosomes. So this is the first step. That means the thread-like chromatin material, now it gradually it starts condensation and it becomes short, thick, and stout chromosomes. The process of condensation, the process of conversion of the thread-like chromatin material to short, thick, stout chromosomes, this process, it is called as condensation. See, chromatin thread, now it became chromosomes. Hope you understood. That's why I pasted this diagram. So when you see this diagram, you will understand all the changes so easily. Hope you understood. So first step is condensation. Now the second one is mid prophase. What is mid prophase? Now this is chromosome formed. See, did you notice it or not? Now let us take out this chromosome. Now this chromosome may, see, this is a chromosome. Now this chromosomal arms, they undergoes longitudinal split. See, they undergoes a longitudinal split. Now because of the longitudinal split, see, this becomes like this. Did you notice it or not? That means here only one arm, now it became two sub arms. Did you notice it or not? And here also one arm, it became two sub arms. Did you notice it? And these are called as sister chromatids. Now that means in mid phase, see, in the early prophase, condensation, network like chromatin material, it formed two chromosomes. Now every chromosome, that means all the 46 chromosomes, they undergoes a longitudinal split, and after they undergone longitudinal split, they are called as sister chromatids. Hope you understood. See, now did you see this diagram? Now this chromosome, this is single chromosome, but because it undergone longitudinal split and it formed the sister chromatid. Hope you understood, students. See this diagram and definitely you will understand. See, here only one chromosome. Now here it became sister chromatids. Did you notice it or not? Now see this, and then you will clearly, still more clearly will understand. Okay. Now the next one is in late prophase. That means last phase of prophase mein nuclear membrane and nucleolus and cytoskeleton, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, all this starts disappearing. See, now this is a nuclear membrane. Are you noticing it? I think this is yellow colored, a dark yellow color I can say. Now it slowly start breaking. Did you notice it or not? Now it is completely broken. Now see this black color body, this is a nucleolus. This nucleus body, nucleolus, it completely disappeared. That means it is broken into pieces and scattered in the cytoplasm. Disappears means it don't go anywhere. Okay, it just breaks and get dissolved in the cytoplasm. Okay. Now because this nuclear membrane is broken, all these chromosomes, see how they are arranged. Now they are completely getting scattered in the cytoplasm. Did you notice it or not? Now for example, you kept some vegetables in a polythene bag. Now what happened? Some cut a small this polythene cover, it is broken. Then what happens? All these vegetables, they starts coming out because that boundary line, it is damaged. Like that, the nuclear membrane, it is damaged. So the chromosomes which has to be present inside the nucleus, now they got scattered all over the cytoplasm. Hope you understood. Now here the spindle fibers, they starts beginning. Okay, whereas in animal cells, the centrioles, they starts moving. So these are centrioles. Students, hope you know centrioles. Centrioles I clearly explained in the cell biology. They helps in the cell division, especially pulling of the chromosomes towards opposite poles. That will be done by centrioles and spindle fibers. Whereas centriole presence is exclusive property of only animal cells. Centrioles are absent in plant cells. Please remember this. Okay, of course in cell biology I told, and again I'm reminding you, centrioles are present only in animals, whereas it is absent in plant cells. That's why centrioles, they start moving to opposite poles. See, they started moving. Now at the end of the late prophase, they completely migrated to the poles. Did you notice it or not? Let us consider, just imagine, just understanding. I'm telling, this is north and this is south phase, south pole. Like that they move towards poles. Hope you got my point. And this is slowly spindle fibers, they start attaching to this. See, these are centrioles, and the spindle fibers, they start attaching to it. Am I correct or not? So in plants there is no centrioles. That's why this spindle fibers, they gets attached to themselves. But in animal cells, these spindle fibers, they attaches to the centriole. And in animals, when this spindle it is getting attached to the centrioles, it forms astral bodies. Hope you understood. And they are called as amphiastrals. Why? Here also one astral will be formed, and here also one astral will be formed. Am I correct or not? That's why amphi. Amphi means both. Both the sides, these astral bodies are there. That means here and also here. So amphiastral bodies. Hope you got my point. See, it is looking like a star. Did you notice it or not? But it takes place only in animal cells because it is all due to the presence of centriole. See, this is plant. In plant cell, this centrioles are not present. That's why this mitotic, this spindle fibers only, they attach it to themselves and formed anastral bodies. Hope you got my point. And this is simply called as MTOC, that means microtubule organizing center. So this is microtubule organizing center, and this is in plant cells, whereas they happily attaches to the centrioles in animal cells. Hope you got my point. With this I completed prophase. Students, hope you understood what is early prophase, mid prophase and late prophase. And a very simple and brief summary I am giving you. In early prophase, the thread-like chromatin material, it converts into rod-shaped chromosomes. That means 46 chromosomes will be formed. I'm talking about human beings. Okay. Now this process, it is called as condensation. That is a point of early prophase. Now mid-prophase, all these 46 chromosomes, they undergoes a longitudinal split and form sister chromatids. So sister chromatid formation takes place in mid-prophase. Whereas in late prophase, nuclear membrane, nucleolus, cytoskeleton, Golgi complex and endoplasmic reticulum, all these, they starts disappearing. So that this chromosomes, they start getting scattered in the cytoplasm. And second point of late prophase is spindle fiber formation. It starts in animal cells. These spindle fibers, they starts arranging around the centriole, forming astral bodies, whereas in plants these centrioles are absent. That's why they attaches to themselves and forms microtubule organizing center, MTOC, and this is called as anastral spindle. So these are the images, see them and you will understand little more better way. Okay, now the next phase is metaphase. Metaphase, again for our clarity, we divided into pro-metaphase and late metaphase. In early metaphase, that means pro-metaphase, these microtubules, they starts fusing. Hope you know microtubules, they are made up of tubulin protein, and 97% of the tubulin protein and 3% of DNA. Such microtubules fuses to form colorless fibrous bipolar spindle fibers, which are made up of 97% of tubulin protein and 3% of RNA. And in animals, they are arranged around the centrioles. See, I'm sorry, I'm really very sorry. I'm sorry for this. Okay, and see how they are arranged. Did you notice these are all spindle fibers and they're all arranged around this particular centrioles? Okay, now these spindle fibers are of two types. What are they? Continuous spindle fibers and discontinuous spindle fibers. That means, see, this is a continuous spindle fiber. Did you notice it or not? That means one pole to completely another pole. Okay, so this is called as continuous spindle fiber. Discontinuous means, see, you can see it started from one pole and somewhere it had ended in the middle. It ended in the middle. Did you notice it or not? So these are called as continuous spindle fibers and these are called as discontinuous spindle fibers. Okay, now let us take the next one. What is that? Late metaphase. In late metaphase, the irregularly scattered chromosomes that are present in cytoplasm. Now see, if you want, I'll show you also. See how irregularly they are scattered in the cytoplasm. They don't have proper arrangement or proper placing. Now all this starts moving towards center. Okay, I'll show you. Just wait. Okay, yes, here is the diagram. Now earlier these are all scattered. Now slowly they start migrating towards center. Did you notice it or not? See, one line is also there. Of course, I think it is visible. Yes, it is visible only. See, small line is also drawn. So all these spindle fibers, they comes to the middle. So what happens when all the chromosomes, they started migrating to the middle? It looks like a plate. Okay, that's why this phase, it is called as metaphasic plate or equatorial plate. Equator means middle of the cell. So equatorial plate, and it is taking place in metaphase. That's why it is called as a metaphasic plate. Okay. Now this all chromosomes, when they migrate to the center, these chromosomes, see, this is a chromosome. Now these are sister chromatids. See, this is one sister chromatid and this is another sister chromatid, and this is centromere, and the centromere consisting of special oval shaped bodies called as kinetochores. With the help of this kinetochores, it attaches to the spindle fibers. Very important question. Students, this is a very important question. See, these are kinetochores. With the help of kinetochores, it is attaching to the spindle fibers, which helps the attachment of the chromosomes to the spindle fibers. Then what is your answer? Kinetochores. What are kinetochores? They are the oval disc-like structures that are present on the centromeres of the chromosome. They are called as kinetochores. See this diagram, how they are attached to the kinetochores, you will understand. Okay, students. Now, this is all about metaphase. I'll give 1 minute a brief summary. In metaphase, spindle fiber formation gets completed. It just started in prophase, but it completes in metaphase. So the first one is spindle fiber formation, and the spindle fibers, they are formed by 97% of tubulin protein and 3% of RNA. And the second point, that means late metaphase mein, this all scattered chromosomes, they migrate to the center, forming a plate-like structure called as metaphasic plate or equatorial plate. And these chromosomes, it attaches to the spindle fibers with the help of oval disc-like structures that are present on the centromere called as kinetochores. So this is a brief summary of metaphase. Okay. Now, the next phase is anaphase. What is anaphase? Let us see. Anaphase means, now just 1 minute back what I told, spindle fibers, they are made up of tubulin protein. Hope you remember. Now, the tubulin protein is a contractile protein. Hope you know what is the meaning of contractile protein. It can expand and it will retrieve. Am I correct? That means it expand and again it can acquire its own actual shape, like a rubber band. Rubber band, you know, na, it can extend because it is having elastic property, and when you leave it and again it becomes it gets its actual shape. Same like that, tubulin protein is also a contractile protein. Now, earlier this tubulin protein, it became extended. Okay, now it started contracting. Okay, that means this tubulin protein, it started contracting. So what happens, this chromosome, it is attached in to this middle portion. Now from here also the spindle fiber, it is started pulling the chromosome, and here also it started pulling the chromosome. That's why what happened, you know, so this is a sister chromosome, and here the spindle fibers are pulling them. That's why what happens, you know, here they cuts into two equal halves. See how it cut? Did you notice it or not? See, now these sister chromatids, because of the pulling of the spindle fibers towards opposite poles, the sister chromatids, they cut into two daughter chromosomes and they start migrating towards poles. Students, hope you are understanding. I think I am telling you clearly by showing all these diagrams, but still if you don't understand any single point, you ask me, definitely I am ready to explain again. Okay, again, anaphase mein a very short recap I am giving you. Spindle fibers, they are made up of tubulin protein, which is contractile in nature. During anaphase, this tubulin protein starts contracting, so it results in the pulling of this particular this sister chromatids towards the poles. That's why this sister chromatid, it breaks from the center, from the middle, and it becomes a two daughter chromosomes. Okay, and when they are moving towards poles, it is due to a repulsive force called as anaphasic movement. Okay, now let us continue it. Now the next one, in anaphase, different shapes of chromosomes you can clearly observe. While the pulling it is taking place, these chromosomes, they attain different types of shapes. What are they? First one is a telocentric, which looks like I shape. Acrocentric, which looks like J shape. Whereas this submetacentric, which looks like L shape, and metacentric, which looks like V shaped. So this different types, shapes of the chromosomes are easily observed in the metaphase. And when the chromatids are moving towards poles, they move with the speed of 1 micrometer for every minute. That means in a single minute, 1 mu micron distance it can be able to travel. And for the travel of one chromosome, it requires 30 ATPs. So 30 ATPs are required for the movement of one chromosome. Like that, 46 chromosomes are moving. So 46 into 30, that much of energy it is required by the cell to undergo division. Okay, and the shape of the chromosome can be best studied in anaphase. In anaphase, you can see, you can study the chromosome structure very clearly. So this is all about anaphase. Students, hope you understood what is anaphase. Okay, now let us take the telophase. Okay, telophase. Now telophase is the last phase of karyokinesis. Telophase, exactly what I explained in prophase, exactly opposite is nothing but telophase. That's why telophase, sometimes we will also call it as a reverse prophase. Okay, now into whatever I explained in prophase, let us see. First one, decondensation. First one is condensation. Second one is the longitudinal split, and the third one is disappearance of a nuclear membrane and nucleolus. Now exactly opposite, as it is you write opposite. Again in this, the chromosomes, they again start becoming thread like, so their condensation, whereas here decondensation, their thread like chromatin material is converting to chromosomes called condensation. Whereas in telophase, again the rod shaped chromosome, it is again converting into thread like chromosome, the thread like chromatin material, hence it is called as a decondensation process. Okay, now this chromosomes begins to uncoil and forms chromatin net, and their spindle fiber formation started, whereas spindle fibers they starts disappearing, and where nuclear membrane nucleolus were disappeared, whereas here the reappearance of nuclear membrane and nucleolus takes place, which is called as nucleogenesis. Genesis means to form. What is forming a nucleus? So nucleogenesis, where at the end of the telophase you can see the two daughter nuclei are formed. See, this is one daughter nuclei and one nucleus, and this is another daughter nucleus, and so it results in the formation of two daughter nuclei, and their Golgi complex endoplasmic reticulum, they are disappearing and here reappearing. Okay, that means, see, did you observe one thing? Whatever I explained in prophase, exactly you write opposite, you will get telophase. Hope you understood. Okay, now let us take the next one. With this, hope you remember now. Otherwise I'll show you, no problem, I'll show you also. Now this mitosis, it is divided into karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Till now I explained about karyokinesis. Now I am going to explain about cytokinesis. Let us go for cytokinesis. Okay, yes. Yes, here is a cytokinesis. Division of cytoplasm is called as cytokinesis. Now, the cytokinesis starts at late anaphase. That means anaphase, it is getting completed. Almost it is completed there. It starts like appearing. That means telophase and cytokinesis almost takes simultaneously, I can say. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. In cytokinesis, this is absolutely, it is completely different from animal cells and plant cells. In plant cells, it takes place by cell plate method, whereas in animals, it takes place by cell furrow method. We will explain clearly, then you will understand. Now you don't understand. Now you need to understand only one point, that is cytoplasm, it takes place differently in plant cells and animal cells. How? I will just explain now here. In animal cells, the cytokinesis, it takes place by the process called as cell furrow method or cleavage method. What is this cleavage? What is this cell furrow? Let us see. The microtubules and microfilaments arrange on equator to the to form a mid body. That means the microtubules and also microfilament, this cytoskeletal material, it comes to the middle and forms comes to the middle means equatorial region to form a body called as mid body. Did you notice this is a mid body? Okay, now after this mid body, it starts making an invasion. See, the invasion, it appeared. Did you notice a furrow it is appeared? So due to this furrow appearance, this plasma membrane starts coming into the cell, making two deep furrows. Did you notice it or not? So these deep furrows, they come and they meet at a point and makes the cell into two equal halves. So thus the furrow forms from outside to inside of the cell, and this furrow deepens continuously and makes and or cuts the cell into two daughter cells, as it is coming from up to down. That means from bahar se andar aa rahe, that's why it is called as centripetal order. Hope you understood. Again, I'll very briefly I'll tell you. Cytokinesis in animal cells, it is called as cell furrow method or cleavage method. In this method, the microtubules and microfilaments, they comes to the equator and forms mid body, which starts a deep furrow. Did you notice it or not? Deep furrow it is formed, and these deep furrows, they start coming to the middle. They come and they meet at a point and makes the cell into two daughter cells. As it is coming from outside to inside, it is called as centripetal order. Hope you understood. Okay. Now, the cytokinesis in plant cells. In plant cells, it is takes place. The cytokinesis it takes place by cell plate formation. Why, you know? Because plant cells they consisting of rigid cell wall. Na, that's why this furrow it can't. If it is impossible to takes place because in animal cells only plasma membrane, so it becomes very easy. But in plant cells it's not so easy. Reason is this plant cells are rigid because their cells are covered by the rigid cell walls, cellulosic cell walls. That's why cell plate formation that is seen in plant cells, whereas cell furrow formation seen in animal cells. Okay, hope you understood what is the difference now. Now this is the difference between cell furrow formation in animal cells and cell plate formation in plant cells. Now let us see how this cell plate it is formed. Cell plate it is formed by endoplasmic reticulum and fragments of the spindle fibers. They starts collecting in the middle. Okay. Now these all spindle. These are all fragments of the spindle fibers and endoplasmic reticulum, and this is called a cell plate. Okay. Cell plate तक समझ में है ना? Cell plate मतलब endoplasmic reticulum and this fragments of spindle fibers they starts collecting in the middle. Okay, that is called a cell plate. And once the cell plate it is formed, many Golgi complex vesicles, see this is Golgi complex, they are producing vesicles. These vesicles they starts adding to the middle, and these vesicles are filled up with the cell wall material called as calcium and magnesium pectate. And this calcium and magnesium pectate, when they are packed in these vesicles, they are called as phragmoplast. Very important bit, very important bit. What is that? You know, these vesicles of the Golgi complex which are filled up with cell wall material, that is calcium and magnesium pectate, that vesicle it is called as phragmoplast. And this phragmoplast which is formed by the Golgi complex, it is released into the middle. So when it is releasing into the middle, this cell plate it is added up with calcium and magnesium pectate, it results in the formation of middle lamellum. Now we understood. Now it is coming from inside to outside. Did you notice it or not? That's why it is called as centrifugal. Now you see in animals it is coming from outside to inside. That's why it is called as centripetal. Whereas in plant cell it is coming from center to the outside. Did you notice it or not? That's why it is called as centrifugal order. So this is all about the cytokinesis in plant cell. I think students, you must have understood what is karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Now we almost entered into the conclusive part of mitosis. What is that? Differences between the cytokinesis of plant cells and animal cells. Now, as you all already understood, it becomes very easy for you to explain. In plants, it takes place, that means cytokinesis takes place by cell plate method, whereas in animals it takes place by cell furrow or cell cleavage method. Okay, now in plant cytokinesis, spindles usually persist even during cytokinesis, but in animals, I'm really sorry, in animals the spindle immediately they degenerate after anaphase. Once anaphase is done, that's it, spindle fibers are gone. Okay, whereas in plant cytokinesis, the central part of the spindle grow in size to form a complex, it is called as phragmoplasts. Whereas here the mid body it forms the middle constriction, whereas here the vesicles from Golgi complex it forms phragmoplast and it forms the cell plate, and then the cell division it takes place. But here there is no such events. Directly that furrow it deepens and cuts the cell into two, whereas the cell plate it is centrifugally formed, because I clearly told it is coming from the middle to outside, whereas here it is, I'm sorry, whereas here it is taking place from outside to inside. That's why it is called as centripetal. In animals it is centripetal fashion, whereas in plants it is centrifugal fashion. Okay, so these all the differences between cytokinesis of plant cells and animal cells. Hope you understood. Now the last one is, today we are going to conclude our class by this importance of mitosis. And students, just stop this video for 1 minute and go through all these events, then you will understand what I explained till now. Okay, and now today's last topic is significance, importance of mitosis. Importance is production of the identical copies. That means in mitosis, the parent cells, when it is undergoing, it is producing exactly identical daughter individuals. It maintains the genetic stability. Did you notice it or not? Genetic, that means there is no variation. So you can be able to maintain that particular genetic stability by mitosis. Okay, now the mitosis, it results in this growth. That means any organism that is growing, that is obviously a small germinating seed, it is growing into a big plant body, that is obviously due to mitosis. No, if a small human baby, it is growing into 5 feet 6 feet, that is also due to mitosis only. So it is mitosis, it is responsible for the growth of an organism. And few examples I mentioned, just go through the example, easily you will understand. Okay, now, and the mitosis, it also helps in the cell replacement. Every 120 days mein our RBCs will die, hope you know. So that new RBCs are formed by the division of bone marrow cells. How it is possible? That is due to mitosis only. Okay, whereas if you met with accident, then what happens? That injured part, it gets healed up in 5 or 10 days, and this healing, it is takes place by mitosis. So it helps in the replacing of worn out cells, and also it helps in the cell repair. Okay, and in many of the unicellular organisms, the asexual reproduction and regeneration, it is possible. This it is due to mitosis only. So this is the importance of mitosis. Okay, you understood now? Now what is the difference between mitosis of plant cells and animal cells? In animal cells, centrioles are present, whereas in plant cells, centrioles are absent. That's why the spindles, they are attached to themselves, whereas here the spindle fibers are attached to the centrioles, forming astrals, whereas here there is no centrioles na, that's why it is called as anastral. Okay, you understood na? Now cytokinesis by furrow method, whereas here cytokinesis by cell plate formation, whereas it occurs in almost all the tissues, but it takes place in meristems only, because permanent tissue means, you know na, I explained in plant anatomy, the cells, the plant cells which lose the capacity of cell division, then they are called as permanent tissue. You remember na? That's why in plants it takes place in meristems. Cell becomes rounded and its cytoplasm becomes more viscous at the time of mitosis, but that type of changes you can't be able to see in plant cells. Okay, whereas mid body formation, whereas here phragmoplast, just now na, maximum 5 or 10 minutes back I think so we discussed it, you know na, this point you already we discussed. And intracellular spaces appears between daughter cells, whereas here intracellular spaces are usually do not happen because middle lamellum, they are attached with the help of middle lamellum. Whereas this animal cell division, it is controlled by several mitogens. I'll tell you what are that several mitogens. Just you remember now mitogen, and in the next video itself, very next video, I'm going to explain what are these mitogens. Whereas plant cell division, it is controlled by cytokinin. What is cytokinin? I'll explain in plant growth and development. Okay. Now, some mitotic poisoning substances. What is the meaning of mitotic poisoning substances? These are the substances which can have the ability, to stop the mitosis. Now, this azides and cyanides, they can be able to inhibit prophase, whereas colchicine, it inhibits the spindle formation at metaphase, whereas mustard gas, it results in the agglutination of the chromosomes, whereas calones, these calones, they are the peptides and glycoproteins secreted by the extracellular fluid of the healthy cell. So the healthy cell, it stops the division. For example, if the healthy cell, fully formed cell, without any reason, if they starts division, it results in cancer. Understood na? That's why cell division, it has to take place whenever it is needed. If it is not needed, then also if a cell it is undergoing division, then obviously it results in cancer. Okay. Now, karyokoriosis. It is a type of what you call substance which is seen in fungus, where the intranuclear nucleus divides by furrow formation. So that is promoted by the karyokoriosis. Okay, yeah, of course it is not that important, and usually mitotic poisoning mein colchicine is a very important. Remaining usually they are not asking much, but still you please read them. Maybe if they're asked, then you should not like confuse na. So it is better to read all the concepts. Okay students, with this mitosis is completed. Any doubts, please forward the doubts to me, and again I will explain the doubts. Thank you so much. In the next class I will start what are the mitosins that are controlling the mitosis, and mitosis and interphase are the long phases. Am I correct or not? That's why we need some checking. For example, tomorrow some annual function is there. Just imagine, example के लिए मैं बोल रहे हैं. So tomorrow some annual function, then we need strict monitoring. Otherwise the annual function or celebrations you can't be able to do it like that. Mitosis and interphase, they are such a very big phases na. That's why we need some checkpoints. So tomorrow's video mein, what are the substances that are controlling mitosis, and what are the checkpoints that are monitoring the interphase and also mitosis, we are going to explain. Okay, thank you so much.